Hey, welcome back to another Dandy's World video. I did a poll in my community tab recently, asking if people would like to watch me rank tunes based on my opinion of them. And most people said yes, so I guess here comes a tier list, which, I hear people really like those, so whatever. Do note this ranking is not on meta. Like, just because a tune is good, I won't put him high up, or just because they're bad, I won't put them low down. This is based on my enjoyment playing them, and also how much I like them as characters. I'll try to specify why I put them in each rank, but yeah. I ordered them alphabetically, except for the holiday tunes, who I put at the bottom, and Dandy and Dial, who I want to go last before the holiday tunes. So here goes. Astro. I really love Astro. He's very silly. I don't play him very often, but I feel like that's just because my friends are good. And I mentioned recently that Astro is not very beneficial to a team that knows what they're doing, because they just don't waste stamina that much, you know? And if I want to play a tune that can save teammates, I'll just play Blot, and that's more fun to me. And his character is also really good. I really like his lore, and the whole he knows more than most other tunes because he talks to Dandy. That's interesting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes. It's just that so far there hasn't been much about it, but I am expecting there to be more as the game develops, of course. Blot, I love Blot, like a disproportionate amount. I love him so much. He is very fun. I mentioned in my Toon reworks, I love playing Extractor Blot purely because saving people as junior is so satisfying, and you don't really get to do that if you distract. So we just play casual runs with no distractor, and I just save people when they need it. It's really fun. You should try it if you're interested in that sort of play style. It's incredibly fun. Not to mention, Blood is funny. He has a lot of funny voice lines and, witty stuff that he says to other characters. And, I really like funny characters. Characters that make me laugh, they gain a ton of points immediately. Buxton, he's fine. I don't play him that much. I feel like if this was purely on gameplay, it would be an I don't really care. But I put him in fine because his lore is really interesting. I feel like his lore is sort of hinting that he's patient zero for the twistings, if that makes sense. Of his night terrors and something in his mind coming out. It's so interesting and so cool. So I like Buxton, he's neat. Brittany, I love Brittany. I was so sad that I couldn't play her for so long. Well, not couldn't, I could. I just didn't want to because she wasn't optimized. And I really couldn't stand looking at the unoptimized animations. But now that she's optimized, I can play her a ton and it won't burn my eyes with the ugly animations. If you know what I mean. But I find Brittany really fun. I like being sort of a protector. Since my stealth is so low, if someone's in trouble, I can just jump in, grab the twisteds, and run away with them. And since she has a lot of stamina, she can support running a lot and escape. So it's playing Protector Brittany is really fun. Not to mention she's interesting as well as a character. The whole implication that she's the thing, the person or the tune, I guess, that's keeping Garden View lit up, and she's producing power somehow. It's I wonder how she's doing that. We need to learn more about her, I swear. Brescia. Y'all know how I feel about Brescia. My goat. My absolute queen. I love her. Um, she is both incredibly interesting as a character, and I incredibly love her. She's also funny, when she tells Glisten to shut up or whatever, in that one voice line where she's looking for a muse, and he's just ahem, and she's like, "No, not you." It's fucking hilarious. I love her, and her gameplay is also fun. I like playing a character who's good at extracting while also being able to protect teammates. Not to mention her buff is good. I love buffing people. Some people say, "Oh, you just stand there and do yeah, you stand there." But for some reason, I find that fun. I like looking at people while they do things. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just weird. Connie, Connie's fine. I've played her. She's all right. I wasn't really a big fan of her gameplay. even though I'm a weird person and I usually enjoy slow tunes, which is like I know insane, literally no one does that. But like even so, as someone who enjoys slower tunes, Connie didn't really click with me. I don't really like vibe with her gameplay, but I do enjoy her character. Like as I mentioned, if a character's funny, I freaking love them. Like they get a lot of points immediately if they make me laugh. And she's also like has some potential for lore because she knows like she can go invisible and she's seen a lot of things. It's just that I she would go into love them if that has gone anywhere, but it hasn't yet. It's like the idea that she could potentially give some huge lore reveals is cool, but she hasn't yet. So it's just like, okay, she's a potential woman. She's a potential toon. I like her for her potential, but she hasn't reached that potential yet. So she's just in fine. Cosmo, I love Cosmo. I love him and Sprout somewhat equally, I'd say. They're just like interesting characters to be honest. And I like the fact that he's codependent on Sprout, but it feels like he's less codependent on Sprout and Sprout is codependent on him, which I think is interesting. It's like he feels more like his own person compared to Sprout, which is neat. I like that about him. He doesn't just feel like Sprout's number two. He feels like he has his own things going on, while Sprout feels like most of what he has going on is to do with Cosmo. you know? Not saying that that's a bad thing for Sprout. When I get to Sprout, I'll like talk about it, but yeah. Finn, he's the first one in to get out here. I'm so sorry, Finn fans. Don't come for me. I just don't really like him. As I mentioned, if a toon is funny, they get a lot of points. So Finn is like painfully unfunny. Even like I know that's the point. He's supposed to be really unfunny because of his jokes, but I'm not really charmed by them personally. And he's just kind of annoying to me. Like it's fine if you like him. I'm not gonna like condone you for liking him. I think it's completely valid. It's just he's not for me. And his gameplay is also not for me. It's like I feel like it's a mix of like gaining a speed boost when people complete machines feels like a secondary ability. Like Shelly got it and it's good on Shelly, but that you don't pick Shelly for that ability. And I know his is better than Shelly's, but it's like it still feels like a very uninteresting ability that doesn't really change his gameplay in any meaningful way. And also the sound effect for it is like it hurts my ears. I don't know what it is about it. So I usually don't play him because it just hurts my ears. So like he's the first get out tier. I'm so sorry, Finn fans. As I mentioned, please don't come for me. Please. Flutter. I don't really care about Flutter. She's alright. Like I wouldn't say she's a bad character, but I do feel like the way a lot of her voice lines are written, you can't really get much of a read on her, if that makes sense. It's like I know she doesn't talk, but like you could still get an idea of her from how other people talk to her and respond to her. And like she's a little sassy, it seems, and she's fun, but it's besides that I don't really see the appeal behind her, but I don't hate her like I hate Finn. Like I don't hate Finn, I just mildly dislike him. But I don't dislike her. She's all right. And her gameplay, like I've had some fun of her gameplay, but it's like I'm not the biggest fan of running fast tunes who are slow at machines if they can't provide anything else that's more fun, you know? Like Blood is like really slow at machines, for example. But Blood Jr. and being able to save people is really fun for me. But like Flutter can't really do any of that. Like, how are you saving people as Flutter? I guess. Like, just get in the way, use Scrapbook. That's like, oh, alright. Gigi, I really like Gigi. One of my friends is obsessed with Gigi, and he plays her all the time, and it kind of rubbed off on me. We like I really love Gigi. She's a funny character. Not like first and foremost, she's very funny. And I just really like her. I don't know. And her gameplay is fun as well. I like a character who's good at machines and with an interesting ability. So, like, being able to pull anything from your head is also really fun. I don't play her that often, but when I do, I have a lot of fun. So, yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, me and my friends did a run that we called the gambling run, where you use like GG with crayons and Lucky Coin, and it was so fun. It was such a deranged run, but we had so much fun with it. It was great. Glisten. I enjoy Glisten a lot. As I mentioned, if a toon's funny, instant I like them basically. It's impossible for me to dislike a toon if they're funny. And like Glisten's also an interesting character on top of being extremely funny. I like his whole thing of like wanting to be perfect, but feeling like he's not good enough. And his ability is also really fun, so I like playing him, like being able to teleport. I just wish it was on a shorter cooldown, but yeah. Goob. I'm torn between he's fine and I love him. I'd say he's fine. He would be an I love him if it was just character, but I don't really like Goob's gameplay. As I mentioned, I'm not really a big fan of toons who sacrifice machine time for speed, personally, unless I'm distracting. But like, me and my friends don't distract a lot because like it kind of just ruins the fun of the game for us. So like, there's really no use for Goob in our teams. And if I want to pick someone who can save people, Blood is right here, as I mentioned. It's like, yeah, you can save people as Goop with his hug, but like I have more fun saving people as Blood with my Blood Junior. So like I'll just play Blood. I don't enjoy Goob that much gameplay wise. But his character, like you can't hate Goob. Like it's Goob. Like you look at him. It's Goob. Like you can't hate Goob as a character. It's physically impossible. Louie, I love Louie. I did his character analysis like a while ago, like almost a month ago, I think. And like most of my opinions there still hold up. Like he's very interesting. I really like them. You can't hate a character who's just anxious, you know? I really relate to him in that regard of like having a bit of stage fright and being nervous about things. But yeah. Pebble. Pebble's fine. Again, I'm not a big fan of tunes that like sacrifice movement speed for extraction time unless they have a really fun ability. So, Pebble is alright. I play him when I want to distract, but usually I don't get that much value out of him. If I don't want to distract, I just like exist, I guess. It's not very fun. And also, like, he's a dog. Like, you can't hate him because he's cute and he's a dog, but he's a dog. So as a character, he's also not very interesting or deep. So there's not really much to read into, not really much to talk about. So he's just fine. Poppy, get out. She's another get out. As like she as a character, she's fine. Like she's alright. She's just a little annoying, I'd say, and a bit one note. But that's alright. A lot of characters are also a bit one note. But her gameplay is what gets me. I really don't like her gameplay. I'm not a big fan of the characters, like the starter characters, with all three in every stat, like in the first place. But her ability being so bad is also not very good for me. It's like, oh, okay, you get a speed boost when you get hit, but it's like the Twisted is already stunned, so you really don't need it. I feel like Poppy needs like a rework of some sort. I've been playing Dolly's Factory recently, and Cinnabon's ability, like, it's an active, and you activate it and get a speed boost. I feel like they should do that for Poppy. It would be really fun. Razledazzle, they're fine. I like them. They're interesting. Their characters are like fun. I like the idea of having these twins represent two sides of like I guess bipolar disorder is what you would say. And like one of them is kind of representing a manic episode and another one is kind of representing a depressive episode while also being the comedy and the tragedy masks, which like I know is a huge trope for bipolar disorder characters, but like the fact that it's not one guy with that and it was split into two guys that are conjoined twins is just to me it's like very inspired character design to me. I really like them purely because of that. And like if their design is peak and their characters are fun, but their gameplay is what holds them back. Like, oh my god, I really don't like playing them. And I say as someone who likes as I mentioned, I like playing slow tunes. They're fun and challenging. But like Razzle and Dazzle feels more annoying than fun and challenging to me. Like I know this is just subjective. I like there's a lot of people who enjoy them and I'm not like saying you can't. Like of course you can enjoy them as a challenge, but it's like the fact that you're so fast and the game's just like takes that away from you. It feels so evil and it's like, oh, okay. It just feels awful to like constantly jump back and forth, you know? You never get to really simmer on the slow speed and get used to it, like get used to the rhythm. You just like you are slow, then you're fast. You get used to the speed, then you're slow again. You get used to the speed, then you're fast. You get and it's like it's really disorienting and a little annoying. Roger, don't really care. Roger, as gameplay wise, is not very fun. Like I only use him for research during events, so it's like yeah, basically what everyone else does with him. But like as a character as well, he's like Connie. He's like a potential man in a sense, where he has a lot of potential to do some cool lore reveals with his whole thing of like investigating what's going on behind the scenes. But it's just they haven't made use of that. And it's like, oh yeah, you're telling me Roger is investigating everything behind the scenes, but it's like, is the investigation in the room with us right now? Like, he hasn't had any progress for like years. So, like, yeah, I don't think he's a very good investigator. What my assumption, personally, this is just me like spitballing. I'm like, it's not guaranteed, of course, like, it's just my theory. Is when the game fully releases and we leave alpha, the story is gonna actually start progressing, either by like Quell releasing comics, or like comics, or like a story segment, or maybe a story mode. The story is gonna start progressing, and that's when we'll see Roger really shine. But for now, he doesn't really do anything. He's not particularly interesting. He's not particularly funny. He's not really bringing anything to the dynamic of the tunes to me. So he's just kind of there, and his gameplay is also not fun, so I don't really care. But he's not Get Out, because I feel like he does have the potential to be saved. Scraps. I don't really care for Scraps. Like, her character's fun. I can enjoy a character who's a little snarky and doesn't really care about other people. Like, I like the way she's kind of nonchalant. Not nonchalant. I like the way that she's kind of. She doesn't care about most people outside of Goob and herself, which, like, is interesting. But her gameplay really holds her back. Like, her stats are kind of really bad. They focus on stamina, and stamina's a really bad stat to focus on. And her ability is fun, but like with the stats that she has, she doesn't really make up for it. Maybe she's fine. Maybe not really care. Like I enjoy her. She's fine. Shelly, I love Shelly a lot. She's my go-to when we want to just blitz through floors, which like of course she's like one of the best extractors in the game. But it's like she's also just fun to play and she's like a fun character. I get the criticism some people have of her lore. The like, oh, dinosaurs are really popular, so why is she unpopular? But to me, I always just like accepted the suspension of disbelief behind it, where it's like, yeah, you're just supposed to accept that maybe kids didn't resonate with her as a character. Maybe they just think she's boring. Shrimpo. Shrimpo's fine. Shrimpo feels like I don't know how to explain it. It's like an eldritch horror character. He's like programmed to only hate everything, and it's like That what a haunting existence that must be. Like no matter how much you want to like things, you just hate everything, and it's like it's really funny. It's both funny and also kind of terrifying when you think about it. It's like I feel like Shrimpo deep down wants to like things and wants to care about people, like him liking Cosmos cookies but not wanting to admit it. But like he just physically can't bring himself to because that's what he was created to be. He was created to be hateful and like he was created to hate everyone. I feel like Shrimpo has so much potential to like Brusha, Blot, and Louie kind of do, where they defy the show. Like Louie by refusing to be the leader, Blot by learning to speak, Brusha by just being a bitch instead of being nice, like in the show, it seems. And like, I feel like Shrimpo would be such a perfect character for that sort of arc where he grows beyond the show and he like becomes like a nicer person and he realizes like, oh, just because I was made to be this thing, it doesn't mean I have to be this thing forever. And I can grow beyond that. I feel like that's fun. Sprout, I love him. I love Sprout as well. A lot of people say Sprout is boring and he did like least traumatized main, no lore. But it's my personal belief that a character doesn't need a tragic sob story to be interesting. So just because Sprout doesn't have a tragic backstory or some traumatizing lore, he doesn't mean he can't be an interesting character. And I think he's a very interesting character, to be honest. It's like his codependency of Cosmo is interesting because it's like not just with Cosmo, with like a lot of people. He seems to put everyone else, he seems to prioritize everyone else over himself to such a bad degree where it's like to the point where in that one interaction of Cosmo, he only admits to being okay after basically pressuring Cosmo to saying he's okay first. And it's like he really puts all his self-worth on how everyone else is feeling, and his twisted basically says like he literally twists when he loses all his friends. So it's like he is that type of person where I feel like he has so much like lack of self-love and he tries to compensate for it by like giving away everything he has emotionally to everyone else, but he's just like extremely self-destructive in the process. So I think he's like a really interesting character because of that, and the potential for the story moving forward is really good. Tegan, Tegan's fine. They're fine. I really like. I'm not a big fan of Tegan's like gameplay. Like her stats are not something I'm particularly like interested in personally, and her ability is just like heal yourself, and I prefer some abilities like shake up the gameplay a little bit more. But as a character, they're a really fun one, and I'm really looking forward to doing the Tegan character analysis that I'm working on, purely because Tegan is such an interesting character, you know? The way she's like a therapist almost to a lot of the toons, and her tea parties are like almost not a mask, but they're like a sneaky way to give toons a way to vent their frustrations is cool. And it gives that thing of like Tegan is always there for everyone, but who's there for them? You know what I mean? The one thing that slightly bothers me about Tegan is the implication that her twisted, like she twisted because of her greed, but we don't really get the impression that she's very greedy in her interactions. It's like, yeah, they dress like very fancily. They have like sparkly dress. They're a teacup, very like demure, very mindful, feather boa and stuff. But she never really struck me as a toon who's like particularly greedy. I wonder like what's going on with that. I hope we get some more lore about it. Tisha. I freaking love Tisha. She used to be in Don't Really Care, but when Brusha came out, I started paying more attention to Tisha, and like she's a really fun character. The only thing holding her back is her gameplay, I'd say. Like her ability is a little underwhelming. She like kind of became overshadowed by Flight and Bobette, who are both two characters I play a lot. So like besides that she only has her stats, but like Her stats are alright. Like, I wouldn't say their stats are anything special. They kind of resemble Bobette's stats, kind of, in like extraction time, and Bobette is never really regarded as a good extractor, even though she's not that bad. But yeah, the Toodles, like, amazing character, love her so much. Gameplay, I don't like it that much, so I don't play her very often. But yeah, that's why she's in fine. Toodles. I don't really care about Toodles. Like, there's not really anything to hate about Toodles. Like, she's fine, but she does feel a little generic, you know? She's kind of just the child, and that's about it. Which, like, it's fine. Like, it's not like a bad thing for her to be a simpler character, but it does make her not that interesting compared to a lot of others. And not to mention that, like, her ability is just kind of really bad, and she's not very fun to play to me. So, like, yeah. I've heard that using peppermint icing on her is really fun, but, like, I don't think I'd go out of my way to play Toodles just to try peppermint icing on her. I feel like I'd just rather play Gordy, you know? V, I love V. Love them so much. Like, gameplay wise, V's fine. I enjoy her ability, it's convenient, but it's like I enjoy it more when it's someone else playing V, you know what I mean? Like, playing V is fine, but it doesn't particularly resonate with me. And it's like I can play her and I enjoy it when I do, but I won't go out of my way to play her, you know what I mean? And as a character, I really like her. She's like so obsessed with people loving her and like paying attention to her, and it's like I don't know, she's just extremely interesting. I should do a character analysis on her at some point, but I feel like most people understand her, and my character analysis are kind of reserved for characters who are often overlooked, because like a lot of people in the fandom kind of hone in on the mains, and they kind of ignore everyone else and act like everyone else doesn't have lore, even though everyone does have lore. It's just like, yeah, the mains are focused on a bit more, but that doesn't mean people like Briny, Glisten, Louie, Tisha, Brusha don't have lore going on, you know? But yeah, I really enjoy V's sassy characteristics as well. She is very funny, and as I mentioned, if a toon's funny, they're like immediately at least likable to me. Yada, extremely funny. I love Yada. Gameplay wise, I don't play her that often. Only when I want to do solos because she's like the best solo toon, you know. But I also kind of flip flop between her and Flight for solos, so it's fine. But like she's a fun character, and her association of like Blood and Louie, who are like characters I also like a lot, does help her a lot. Even though I don't play her a lot, I do enjoy it when I play her. It's like I just don't go out of my way to, if that makes sense. Just like V, like I enjoy playing V, but I don't go out of my way to play V. Dandy. Dandy and Dal are gonna be purely on character because obviously they're not playable. So I love Dandy, love Dial. I like both of them. I'm gonna go to Dial first since I feel like people understand Dial more, so it's gonna be easier to explain. But like, I love the idea like of Dial's character of him being an off-air tone. That's just like a really clever way to add another lethal, and like the way he's like like he feels so left out from everyone else because he doesn't share the show just like everyone else. It's just so tragic, and I love that for him. And Dandy. Dandy's an extremely interesting character. I don't know if many people picked up on it, but he's so focused on how to show, like, the show. He's so, like, very, the show this, the show that. It's like, he talks about Louis. Oh, Louis's the leader of the circus troupe. He was in the show, at least. Talks about Blood. Oh, Blood didn't speak in the show, but he speaks now. You know what I mean? It's and Connie mentions he and Astro often just talk about episodes. So Dandy feels like an interesting character. He's like so stuck in the past, so like fixated on the show. When like everyone else around him is growing and becoming their own people, like outside of the show. Like I'm pretty sure like I don't know how to explain. Like outside of the show, they're becoming different people. Like Brusha is growing into her own person. Bryony is like going on her side quest, creating power or whatever. Blood learned to speak. Louie is not the leader of the circus troupe anymore. It's like they're developing, they're growing, they're people. But Dandy just sees the show and their characters as they were, and that creates such a big disconnect between him and the others. And I feel like it's not just the fact that he's like behind everything, he's also like really disconnected from everyone because he's like he almost doesn't see them as people. He sees them as the characters, if that makes sense. Dandy really needs to learn to let go of how the show used to be and accept that things are changing and things are different now, to be honest. That's like Dandy is very interesting to me. Rudy's fine. I enjoy playing him, and his character is funny, so like, yeah. But I don't wouldn't go out of my way to play him. But like, even though he's funny, outside of that, he's not like particularly interesting. I feel like there's potential for him to be interesting if his whole denial about Christmas, but it's just it wasn't that explored, so we don't really like have much to say about it. But maybe in the future we will. Ginger, my favorite healer. If I want to play a healer, I'll play Ginger. Um, she's cool. I like her. As a character, she's also interesting. It's like I really resonate with the idea that she really wants to be something like a baker. I mean, she wants to be as good of a baker as Cosmo, but she just doesn't have the talent, you know? And she can't do it, no matter how hard she tries. Her baking is never as good as Cosmo, and everyone else is like never afraid to tell her as much, and it just like really sucks for her. Like, I feel really bad for her. But like, yeah, she's an interesting character, and I really enjoy her gameplay. Her rework was peak as hell. I've been playing a lot of Ginger because of that. Cole, I love Cole. Her gameplay is like alright, like I enjoyed it. I like her ability. It's just that her stats kind of feel bad when you play her as a support. So yeah. I put her above Pebble, even though she's also a dog, just because I feel like she's funnier than Pebble. Like she's huge. She has a lot on her mind. Look at the size of this forehead, you know? So it's like her design being really funny and charming to me like bumps her up above Pebble, even though I kind of have similar opinions on them gameplay and character wise. But like just the fact that her design is very silly looking, I like it. Bobette, another one in my team. If I were to create an army, I would recruit these guys first. Bobette is absolute peak. I'm still riding the high of like knowing, like understanding Bobette's character before the Christmas event revealed it, like made it more obvious. It's like so many comments come like I got so many comments after the Christmas event came out of like, oh my god, this guy predicted it. How did you get it so accurately? And it's like I just paid attention, man. Like I just read. I went to the wiki, like not just a wiki. I just played Bobette and I paid attention. That's all you have to do. Like a lot of these characters have so much depth to them. Just go to the wiki and read. Like it's really fun, and like exploring all the characters is really fun. Go do it. Go to the wiki now. This is a threat. Okay, I'm joking. I'm not going to actually hurt you if you don't go to the wiki. Okay, as a whole, the Christmas tunes, let's talk about them as a whole. They're a really strong set. They were the first one, like they were the first holiday set, and I think they're a really strong one. They do like genuinely feel like friends and they're really like connected, you know what I mean? Like if I think about Bobette, I can see her relationship with each of these. If I think about Rudy, I can see his relationship with each of them, you know? It's like they're so well written as a friend group and as individual characters they're also really strong. So, yeah, let's move on to the Easter set. Exon's fine. I don't really enjoy his gameplay that much, but his egg talk is funny, so he's like a little above to like Toodles, even though I don't really care for him as a character. He's kind of like Rudy. Like his obsession with eggs and egg hunting has the potential to be interesting, It's just we haven't explored it that much yet. Which, like, I'm hoping in next Easter event, since Bassie, people already understand Bassie's lore pretty well, that I hope that gives Quell more room to put a more, like, in attention on the other Easter tunes, like Flight, who is my guy. I love Flight a lot. His whole, like, his character is so interesting. Of, like, the whole thing of Scrapbook having, like, sometimes memories hold you down or something like that. Memories weigh you down, that's it. And the whole idea that he just refuses to fly, and it's like he says, "Oh, I can do it," but, like, clearly he can't. The only time he flies is when he's twisted, which is like, he's twisted. He's not really himself. And during his ability, which is like for like 1 second, he just kind of like hops off the ground, flaps his wings, and then falls back down really quickly. I really like that about him. I want, like, my personal theory is that he suffered some sort of accident because he seems to have a lot of, like, things about her, like, he seems to have a lot of voice lines where he mentions hurting his wings, if that makes sense. Like, when he mentions, like, stretching his wings the wrong way, Bassie gets really shocked and scared for him. Like, and I know Bassie is just an, like, generally skittish character. She's, like, very anxious, but I feel like her reaction is, like, really disproportionate, which, like, makes me think he did have an accident where he hurt his wings, and now he's, like, either his wings are injured, they didn't heal quite right, like when a football player breaks their leg or something and they can't play anymore, or he's just traumatized, you know what I mean? And he just freezes up when he tries to fly, so he can only do it in short bursts, like his ability. But I do like the idea that he just, like, is injured in a sense and he can't fly. And then Flutter's like, "You should fly more, you should use your wings." And he's just like, "Bitch, I can't." But he probably doesn't want to worry her, so he's just like, "I can fly whatever I want. Thank you very much." You know what I mean? He definitely feels like a very interesting character to be explored, and I'm very excited for, like, Easter to roll back around. Also, he needs better skins. His only good skin is his default. Like, please, he needs better skins. Quell, come on, Quell, you come on. I want more flight skins. Bring like 15 of them next Easter. Thank you. Coco, I love Coco. Uh, honestly, it's hard to talk about Coco without talking about Bassie. I really enjoy Coco as a character. I've heard. No, I didn't hear. I don't know how to say this, but, like, she feels like a bit of a Mary Sue. She's, like, so perfect, always so cheerful, always, like, looking to be helpful, and always super kind. And it's like, you'd think those character traits would make her annoying and a Mary Sue, but I feel like that enhances her lore so much because it's like Delilah was right. She is such a better main for Easter than Bassie. And that hurts so much and enhances Bassie's lore so much that I just can't help but love Coco for it. It's like Coco's just being so genuine and being so herself, and she is so effortlessly so much better than Bassie that it just hurts in my heart, I just feel for Bassie. And it's like, yeah, Mary Sue characters are annoying when they're like the main character, for example, and they're like ruling everything. But Coco, in the grand scheme of things of the lore, she is not that important, and her role being like really perfect and really good at like really helpful and really kind enhances Bassie's lore. And Bassie is the true main character of Easter, and I love her. Um, as I mentioned, like, while talking about Coco, like, Bassie's lore is just so good. It's just like she's trying her best, but her best is not good enough. And Delilah's like was trying to convince Arthur to change like Coco to be the actual main, and it's like that must really hurt, especially when looking at the other mains. It's like, to Bassie's knowledge, they don't want to replace Gordy. So it's like, literally, a child is better than her at being a main to the point where, like, Delilah wants to replace her. And it, like, really hurts because she's trying so hard. And it's like, Oh my god, I feel so bad for her. But yeah, the Easter set overall, like, it's a really strong set. Like, I really love the Easter characters, but there is one slight complaint I have. They feel a little disconnected from each other, if that makes sense. It's like Bassie and Coco feel so perfect as the Easter characters, but Flight and Exon are just kind of there. They have interactions with the others, of course, but they don't really feel particularly close with them, if that makes sense. It's like when Flight talks to Coco and Bassie, he feels more like a coworker to them than like their lifelong friend. Which, like, maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. Like, maybe next Easter we'll see why they aren't that close. But, like, yeah, it's a little strange. Particularly Flight. I think Flight is the biggest offender of this. Flight doesn't really feel like he fits in very well. Like, not personality wise. Like, even in his interactions, he's just kind of neutral towards them, if that makes sense. You don't really get a sense that they're close. While, like, Exon, for example, is, like, giving his wisdom to Bassie and stuff. And it's like, Exon, Bassie, and Coco feel like such a strong trio, and then there's just Flight, you know? But I love Flight. I hope he gets, like, some new interactions with them next Easter, where, like, he shows his friendship with them more, because right now they just feel kind of like coworkers. Now, to the Halloween tunes and our final set, the most recent ones. Rebecca. I really love Rebecca. Like, a lot. Her character is fun. Like, I really like her design as well. Like, purple and green, if you couldn't tell, is like. I mean, I don't know if I say if you couldn't tell as if, like, everyone knows this, but, like, I really love purple and green. It's one of the reasons why I like Montgomery Gators so much from FNAF Security Breach. But I like everyone from FNAF Security Breach a lot, so I guess that's not really saying much. I wrote an entire, like, what was it, 200,000 word long fic about them. But, like, yeah, I really like her design, and her character is also interesting. Like, I love, like, when Gordy's gossip, he mentioned that she was, like, really mad about Connie leaving them. He's like, it's not fair, but, like, she calmed down since then. Does she want to be a regular toon and she's jealous of Connie? Is that what's going on? I'm very curious about that, and she has a lot of potential. Sylvester! He's my guys. These are my 5 favorite toons. Sylvester is great. I love playing him. He's like a fun challenge toon. And, like, unlike Shrimpo, who I don't really have a lot of fun playing as a challenge toon, I have a lot more fun playing Sylvester. Because, like, Shrimpo feels like an annoying challenge. Like, I'm not saying you can't enjoy it, like, you can enjoy it. But to me, Shrimpo's kind of annoying because, like, yeah, you're bad at everything. But, like, Sylvester feels like a challenge because, like, he still has his strengths, so he doesn't feel like absolute, like, ass to play. But he does, like, have challenges with his other stats. And his survivability is really hurt. So yeah, and I really like his character. Like, I love the implication that he has of, like, LARPing as a knight. He's pretending to be someone he isn't all the time and wanting to be stronger. He's pretending to be stronger. He's pretending to be this hero, this, like, powerful person who can protect everyone, but he really isn't. He's just kind of a nerd, I guess. And it's like, even Rebecca, who he seems like pretty close to, they have, like, pretty nice interactions with each other. He refuses to take his armor around her, so it's like, to me, that reads as like a level of self hatred that he has, where it's like, he would rather be someone else and he would rather hide in his armor than be himself, because he doesn't like himself and he wants to be like a different person. He wants to be a hero, he wants to be a protector. And I really like that about him. To me, him and Flight, I ship them. I ship him and Flight personally, like, if you didn't see. And I also like enjoy their ship because both of them feel like they're hiding from something about themselves. Flight is hiding, like, is avoiding, like, they're avoiding something about themselves, I mean. Flight is avoiding flying, obviously. he is ignoring that part of himself because of like some accident or some trauma that he has, like some memories that are weighing him down, as mentioned in the scrapbook. And Sylvester is hiding from himself literally. He's hiding himself away in this armor and just like pretending to be someone he isn't, pretending to be strong, pretending to be brave, when he probably is not like that at all. So like he's a very like they're both extremely interesting characters to me. Eclipse. I'm tempted to put her in I don't really care. I'm someone who really likes wolf characters, so it's shocking to me how little I care about Eclipse. But she's fine. I feel like it's intentional, but her character feels a little one note. And I feel like that's intentional because she's like rushed to put, like, they rushed to put her in after taking Connie out of the group, if that makes sense. Like Connie was part of the Halloween group. She was popular, so they made her a normal tuner. Like, oh my god, we need someone else to put in. So they like really quickly added a new character, and she's just kind of one note, and she's there. And also, her gameplay is not particularly interesting to me. It's like she's fun, she's alright, she's a good distractor, and she can also do machines pretty decently well. So it's like you actually don't want to kill yourself if you play her as an extractor, like when you like Goob or Flutter. But like her ability being tied to blackouts is a little not up to my taste personally. It's an interesting gimmick, don't get me wrong, but I just don't like it personally because I'm not a big fan of blackouts, and like I don't want to wait to get a blackout just for my ability to do something. I would rather play a character who has more interesting gimmicks or like more interesting stats than just like being fast, low stealth distractor slop, you know? Now, Gordy. I love Gordy. Absolutely love him so much. I like when I first heard that there was a child in the Halloween tunes, and then we got Sylvester and Rebecca revealed. I knew Rebecca would be the common, Sylvester would be the uncommon, and I was like, okay, so the child is either the main or the rare. If it's the main, I feel like their thing is gonna be that being a main is a lot of pressure for a child. And then it wasn't that, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I was completely blindsided by the whole, like, parents thing. That it's like, it was really interesting to find out. And it's like, I love the way Quell played with the idea that a lot of cartoons, especially back in like the 90s, had faceless parents, where like when they appear in a shot, they're cut off at the neck and their head is off screen. It's like I feel like that's what his lore is getting at. Like if Gordy's parents ever did appear in the show, they would be faceless parents because they would just like have their heads cut off, you know what I mean? Even if they didn't appear in the show, like the lore playing with that idea is like cool to me. It harkens back to faceless parents from like old shows. I think Gordy's lore is really cool. Now, yeah, this is it. There's no more tunes. And they're not in any particular order. Like, for example, just because Pebble is in front of Razledazzle, it doesn't mean like Pebble more. I just like put them in as I went. The only order I'd say is like matters is Brusha being first, but like even these four don't really matter. I like them all like interchangeably. It's hard to pick a favorite between all of these, but of course Brusha is like my top tier pick. Like obviously. But like, yeah, these are my opinions on the tunes. I hope you enjoyed like hearing me yap about this. And let me know your opinions on like certain tunes in the comments. As long as you're civil, I would love to hear about your opinions on them and what do you think about my positions that I put them in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.